Sometimes when I think about the past, I shudder because it's so cringy. And I think that's normal. I think it's normal to look back on some things that you did in the past and feel regret about. And I certainly feel regret about quite a few things. And a lot of them weren't even bad. Well, I think they were bad, but a lot of them weren't like the worst things in the world. But a lot of the things that I regret about the past and the things I did in the past were things where I betrayed myself. And I would betray myself in ways that, you know, I was subconsciously aware of, but not consciously aware of, you know. And I mean, just like joining in conversations that I didn't really want to be a part of, but I felt like I needed to join, just saying things that I didn't want to say, laughing at things I didn't want to laugh at. It was a bunch of little things like that that were just poking holes in who I was. And they were making me confused about who I was because I was doing all of these little things that were not authentic. So when I was being authentic, I was confused. And when I wasn't being authentic, I was confused. So, you know, you grow out of it pretty quickly, I feel like, when you set the intention to, be authentic and to be yourself. But I feel as if as I continue down my path of being authentic all the time, always being authentic, always being myself, I, as it becomes easier, sometimes the memories will flare up and I will have a moment where I'm like, oh, I was not authentic. And, it just, it doesn't feel good to remember that, but it's important to remember when you weren't, be yourself, because that's a real thing when you were trying to be somebody else, when you're hanging around people who weren't good for you, but you either didn't know they weren't good for you or you didn't care, or you did know and you didn't care, for whatever reason you were around them. And it's just not being authentic. And when I think back about it, I can feel some of the weight of the words that I said and how they were just weightless and empty and non-authentic and just coming from I don't know where, someplace that was not, they weren't coming from a wellspring, I can tell you that. And that's not where I wanted to be. That's not the kind of person I wanted to be. I didn't want to be the kind of person. I wasn't the kind of person whose words didn't have any weight. I wasn't the kind of person who just said anything and did anything and hung out with anyone. I wasn't that kind of person, but I was behaving like that kind of person. And I was behaving like that kind of person because I was motivated by past traumas and I was, and past failures. And then, you know, I need to have social friends and I need to have I need to have a social life. I need to have friends, I need to do all these. I need to do all this, and rather than letting that over, develop organically, and rather than, choosing to be alone versus being around people I didn't like, I was just being around people who weren't really my energy. Telling myself that I needed to learn how to adapt. I needed to learn how to be around these people is what I was telling myself. And that was the part of myself in the past that did the most damage to myself, was telling myself that I needed to learn how to be around people whose energy was not for me. And if you are or were in a boat like that, you know how hurtful that is to yourself. You know how that carries into the future, and you know how sometimes I don't know. You know, it's not like a big deal, but it is when it adds up. You know, when you're not authentic, even when you are ignorant of the fact or not, it hurts. And ignorance isn't bliss all the time. And it's not bliss when you aren't being yourself, even if, again, you're ignorant of the fact of it. It's easier to forgive yourself if you're ignorant of it, I feel like. I feel like if you don't know, it's easier to forgive yourself. I feel like it's easier to forgive yourself because, my God, what are you going to do? Punish yourself for a lack of knowledge? That's not fair to do. And I will say that there were far more times when I wasn't myself out of ignorance versus I wasn't myself out of a sense of trying to belong, out of trying to belong somewhere, out of chasing something for whatever other reason, you know. So it's made it easier for me to forgive myself. But if you're a person who, you know, was dishonest with themselves and wasn't themselves intentionally and was aware of that and allowed yourself to feel that way about yourself, to lie to yourself, well, you have to first forgive yourself for the crime of, for the sin of human fragility. You know, wow, what a sin. You know, wow, you were a person you wanted to be liked, so you did things that you thought make you liked. Wow, you tried and failed. You know, gosh, you know, you're the worst person ever. You see, you have to understand and accept that. It becomes easier. You know, once you do that, it becomes far easier to forgive yourself. You know, I forgave myself for that. So the memories when they come up, I can laugh with them. You know, I still cringe, but I can laugh at them. And I've been authentic consistently enough now where a lot of the memories I have of myself now are authentic, short term at least. And like a river flowing into a lake or a body of water, this authentic, this authentic energy is coalescing and collecting into an authentic self. So more and more of my memories long term will begin to be of me being authentic. And those are the ones that you'll have an easier time to pull from. When you're authentic, everything will work better for you because it will be for you. You won't have to question it. You'll feel it. You'll feel it in your gut, in your chest. Your thoughts will flow easier. The words you say will resonate more deeply to yourself and others when you are authentic because they are coming from a place of truth. And the truth always resonates. The truth always wins. That's where you will find, you know, the social life that you want. That's where you will find, you know, the likability. That's where you will find the cohesion and and the belonging, sense of belonging that all lies within your authentic self. You will create this world through authenticity. And it won't even be hard. It won't even be difficult. It will, but not in the way that I'll take that back. It will be difficult, but it'll be a difficulty that you will want to do. It'll be a challenge, but it'll be a challenge that you want to overcome. It won't drive you mad because you will see the fruit of it instantly. Not like when you were lying to yourself, when you never could see the fruit of your lies. And so you pressed on just to press on. You had no reason to, no reason to fight. No, but when you are authentic, you will see the fruit of your authenticity and it will inspire you. It will motivate you. You know, those challenges and hurdles cannot stop you when you are motivated. So be authentic. You want to laugh at the memories of the past because that means you're where you're supposed to be and you're going where you will be. So when you get those cringy memories, don't run away from them. Don't treat them like setbacks. You know, remind yourself that, hey, I have made progress. I can look back on myself and laugh. I'm no longer mad at myself. I'm no longer upset at myself. I can laugh at myself. I can laugh at my past mistakes. I'm going where I'm supposed to be, and I know it's going to be great. It does get easier, y'all. I'm telling you, it gets so much easier to be yourself. It gets so much easier to just not have to try to do, a million different things. It gets easier, you know, when you're patient with yourself. It gets easier, you learn. It feels good sometimes. You're able to look back on yourself in the past and be like, holy, like I never thought I was gonna be this type of person, but it gets easier. I promise you. I promise it gets easier. Man, just got my car insurance lowered. Hallelujah to that. I'm about to go get some food. You know what I'm saying? It's a rest day, so no gym today. Uh, next video is gonna be on Friday. Uh, so look forward to that. Next video is gonna be on Friday. So it'll be good for y'all. Um, yeah, I hope I hope somebody got something from this. I did, and that's why I started making these because I got something from this. But I still hope that somebody else take something from this. What good is a party if it's just you? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, y'all stay good. Y'all stay healthy. Forgive yourselves, y'all. Let yourselves know love. Show yourselves love. I'll see y'all